Folks, COVID has impacted a lot of people, especially those who are in the medical industry. We don't think about, though, morticians. First of all, nearly 700,000 folks have died from COVID. Well, that means that they are going through funeral homes. And the reality is, funeral homes and morticians are dealing with this in a significant way. Last year, we talked about this on the show when we had Black Funeral Home on. They were talking about what kind of PPP they were going to get, the kind of the equipment. Well, the reality is many are not fully protecting themselves as a result of this. Since the start of the pandemic, about 130 Black morticians have passed away. Funeral directors implement safety policies to protect themselves and their staff from the virus, but just like doctors and nurses, some have become a casualty of the virus. Joining us now is the president of the National Funeral Directors and Morticians Association, Harry P. Close II. Harry, glad to have you here. That issue right there, how has this been happening? Has it been the result of coming in contact with folks who have died of COVID, or has it been the fact that funerals have become COVID super spreaders?
Well, it's a combination of about three different things. One, Mike, can we get this on? One, COVID is not on the death certificates at all. And so in order for our members to really function, we have to make sure that we treat everyone like they have COVID. Second of all, yes, the funerals are a spreader, but at the same time, you don't know who has COVID. Most people don't go to the hospital. It's an airborne virus. It's on your clothes. It's under your shoes. Someone might have a mask, and they cough. If it's caught in the mask, great. But if not, it's spread out, and then the droplets fall on the ground, and we're walking in it. Our colleagues were just so intimidated with this virus. Now, since the Delta virus, we lost 4 funeral directors in the last week with the Delta virus or the Delta variant of this COVID-19. So it is really a major issue that most people don't realize. That's just the funeral directors, 130. We're not talking about their staffs.
And so, what are your members asking for? Are they asking for assistance? First of all, do your funeral homes have the right protections and things along those lines?
I think that we have it, and I want to thank you, because the last year around May we were on, and there was a shortage, and because of this segment we were able to really get inundated with numerous suppliers. So the issue now is not the PPEs. The issue is that we have people in this country not using masks, not taking the vaccine, and unfortunately, we're in a profession that we can't know what that family member has. If someone else has COVID, they died of it, or if it's not on the death certificate, that means that the family's exposed to it, and they're in the funeral home when the funeral director is serving that family at a time of need. We're the last stage of the health system. And unfortunately, what we're trying to really emphasize across the country is for, particularly in our community, take that vaccine. There might be a less than 0.001 that might get affected with the Delta variants who've taken the vaccine, but there's still many people, even in my own industry, just like the nurses and doctors, that some of them have not taken the vaccine, and we have a national effort to make sure our members are making sure that they take the vaccine. Last week, I'm in Maryland. Our governor had made it clear that private companies and corporations can mandate it to their employees. And yesterday, President Biden made it very clear that as a corporation, a private company, that you can mandate it. It's common sense to me. Everyone in this country has had, and even your listener audience has had, someone that died of this I'll say plague, COVID-19. And then you have people who are in the same family that saw the suffering not taking the vaccine. It is free, it's available. We're now working with the White House to try to have an initiative to have funeral homes be a place of receiving the vaccine. It's kind of like a catch-22. Some will say, oh, you're having a massive group, and that's going to be a spreader. Well, let it be in another room, you can take the vaccine. We're trying to come up, if it's killing the funeral directors, this thing is real. Now, we have been working with the White House in the last 4 or 5 months. We are on the advisory committee for the FEMA for reimbursement, which we're glad is working well. But when we really think about why should we be reimbursed for a funeral when we can be able to stop people from dying of this major disease and this virus. And so we're now looking at another point, letting people know that most people didn't know that many funeral directors have died, and particularly in the African-American community. And if you go to your vital records, get American Freedom Act or through Social Security, you will find how many have died. That category on that death certificate says occupation, funeral director, mortician, and bomber, which means we're more exposed than our colleagues on the front end. But what I'm saying and asking your listening audience, we know we have family members. I had one of my children. It took me months to get convinced them, you need to take the vaccine. And, this thing is
wait. Here you are dealing with this, and it's not like you want to sit here and have to bury a child early, and you're going through this, and you had to convince even one of your own children?
Own child. Yes.
Wow.
And I can't use the vernacular that I really use, but you just hit it. I'm doing something that I have to do, and you're seeing the results of what I'm doing, and you still question, and I had to look at her, and I had another son that was ill. It hits home. And I'll just say, like I say at my church, I can't even wrap my head around how people are seeing what's happening in the world. And there's an opportunity to prevent it. And we're saying as funeral directors, we don't want this type of business. We just have to do it because we've been called to do the end health system. But we're saying if we can prevent it, and there's opportunity for prevention, why not do it? It just seems common sense to me. And, we heard all the stories across the country when people who were advocate of not taking it, and once they get it, they're saying they wish they could have. That should be a wake-up call. But apparently it is not. And that's why I'm glad APY came out today, letting them know this is killing the funeral directors and their staffs. So I don't know how real it can be when ministers and funeral directors are dying at a level, particularly in our community. And I'll say to my majority community colleagues, it's affecting them. They just are not as a larger number, but I know numerous funerals I've gone to for my colleagues across the industry.
That is absolutely terrible. Eric Close, we certainly appreciate it. Thanks a lot. And again, one of the reasons why this show matters, I'm glad to hear after you were on last year that people got the message and came to the assistance of these Black funeral homes.
Thank you. And it's always a pleasure to be around another fraternity, man.
All right.
I'll fight it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I know. Michael Imhotep is a little hurt by that, but he'll get over it. Harry.
Well,
06, okay. Brother, 06.
It's okay, my friend. We're all in the Divine Nine.
Yeah, I let Michael know it's Alpha and Divine 8. So. Well,
there's only. I always tell them in church, there's only two divine organizations in the Bible, Alpha and Omega. But I'm not ready for Omega chapter.
Yeah, that's right. Precisely. None of us are ready for Omega chapter.
Yeah, that's why we're on today. Thank you so much for what you do for this nation.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Folks, back to that Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment.
folks, CEEK.com is a black-owned company founded by Mary Spiel. It's a virtual reality company where you can actually go there, look at their virtual reality content. A couple of devices they actually have for sale that you might be interested in. First off, their VR headset allows for you to slide your phone right in and experience that virtual reality content on their site or watch a 360-degree video. Also, there are 360-degree headphones, tremendous bass, used for gaming, Bluetooth, phone calls, you name it. Folks, you can get these two at CEEK.com using this promo code RMVIP21, RMVIP21. You buy one or the other, or even both. A portion of the proceeds come back to us here at Roland Martin Unfiltered. And so we want you to check out CEEK.com and give it a try.